So go ahead and talk to me about the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
I'm really excited for them. We have an amazing team going, a good mix of ages and events and experience levels. So I think we're all going to have a lot of fun and learn a lot from each other. I know that it's going to look very different than in past years, but every games is different in its own way. So I think we're all just going to be as go with the flow as we can be and have as much fun with it as we can and just make sure that we're doing everything we can to be prepared and handle whatever situations come at us.
And this is not the first time that you were going to the Olympics. You went to Rio in 2016, correct?
Yes, I did.
So talk to me about how it felt when you learned that you're going back to the Olympics 4 years later.
I was so excited after the games being postponed. I know that was a rough time for a lot of people and something that we definitely weren't planning on. I mean, this past year and a half or so has been rough for a lot of people and has changed up a lot of plans. So making this team and knowing that it's happening and the Olympics are starting really soon and just having everything be happening and opening up again and getting a chance to compete for Team USA is always such a huge honor, and I'm really excited to be leaving in a couple of weeks.
And you went to Queen's University, correct?
Yep, I did.
Yes. So, and let's talk about your training process because I know it's very strict and rigorous. Talk to me about the just your schedule, waking up probably very early, always in the pool.
So I've actually been at home for the past year and a half. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina, and so I've been training with the TAC Titans. And I've had a really good experience with them so far. They have an amazing coaching staff, great supportive teammates, and it's been just a lot of fun. My training's been very individual and getting long course training every day, which is the form that we compete in. So getting all of those things together and being able to be at home and have family time has been a really important thing for me. I train once a day, 6 days a week. And I'm feeling really good about where my training is right now and feeling pretty confident as we go into the next couple of weeks of work before I leave for games.
And what kind of got you into the sport of swimming?
I started swimming when I was very young. The story I tell almost all the time is I always wanted to follow my older brother's footsteps, and I have a younger sister too. And my brother would, go off of the diving board, and I always thought that looked like fun, so I wanted to try that. And then I started swim lessons when I was 4 and started swimming for a summer team when I was 5. And I fell in love with the water. I tried other sports too, like soccer and basketball. The rest of my family members did soccer, and I loved that too, but I really found my home in the water and found that it was a place where it was a more even playing field, and it was somewhere that I could do what everybody else could do. I could get in, and my disability didn't hold me back. It didn't define me. It was somewhere that I really just fell in love with and found a passion for the sport.
And at a young age, did you always think I'm going to become Olympian someday?
I didn't. I didn't know what to expect. I actually had no idea what the Paralympics were until I was about 10 years old at my first meet. And so learning about this whole other world that I could be a part of and this whole movement that's grown so much since then was really it opened a lot of doors for me. And it also helped me find another kind of home away from home and another group of people that were all in similar situations and all could relate to what everyone's going through, and really just pushing to represent ourselves and our country well and our families and just show people what we can do. And so once I started getting into Paralympics, my happy place is being on those pool decks and being around people I've known for years and years, and everyone being a part of each other's journey. So I've always really enjoyed that part of it, and really fell in love with it from the start.
And what would you say to any other young kids who are jumping into the water for the first time, who might have that dream of becoming an Olympian one day?
I would say to stick with it. I would say to believe in yourself and to surround yourself with people who are encouraging and supportive, and just really make sure to be appreciative of your support systems, because none of us can do this on our own. And so remembering the people that are around you and the people that are part of this journey and how they helped you get there. And just to work hard and, set high goals, because nothing is impossible.
And with the new changes with the Olympics, obviously because of COVID, how do you think with like maybe less people in the crowd, how do you think that's going to affect your performance, if at all?
Yeah, no, I think that the energy from the crowd is really exciting. It's something we always look forward to. So not having that will definitely be different. At our past two trials meets, most recently, we didn't have spectators either. So I think that kind of gave us a little taste of what it's going to be like and how we're going to have to prepare for that. I think that's just another one of the things that's unfortunate, but it's out of our control. And so we just have to control what we can control and prepare ourselves as best we can. And a lot of that comes down to being internally motivated and being able to bring that energy out of yourself and out of your teammates, and really just build that environment within your team if you can't have it from the spectators and the stands and everything. So finding other ways to bring in that energy and really just pump each other up and get ready to race, because at the end of the day, it's you against the clock, and water is water no matter wherever you go. And so all you can really do is race as hard as you can, and try and bring that energy